Time for our social segment, and this morning we're looking at the subvention delay in the judiciary system, which has virtually brought the judiciary to its knees. There's been lots of reports and calls on government to pay the judiciary what they are owed. And Dr. Maurice Ampa, who joins me this morning, has some very strong views on this, so he's going to share a little bit about that with us. Good morning, Doc.
Morning.
It's good to see you.
Yes, I'm so excited also to be here.
Yeah. Okay, so we want to talk about the delay in the subvention release by government to the judiciary. First of all, how does it work? How does the judiciary receive this incentive?
I think it all boils down to the Constitution. If you look at Article 179, Clause 3, it talks about the Chief Justice initiating the process of making available to the President all the financial needs, their estimates for the year, developmental expenditure, and everything that the judiciary need to effectively run the institution. It makes it available to the President every 2 months before the end of the year.
Every 2 months?
Yes, 2 months to the end of the year.
Okay.
2 months to the end of the year.
Okay.
The Chief Justice
must
in consultation, yes, in consultation with the Judicial Council, must submit an estimate, including developmental expenditure, to the President. Okay. Now the President has the duty to inform Parliament about the expenditure. The President can not revise the estimates, but can make recommendation. Okay. Then Parliament then looks at it and then approve of it. Okay. That is the process. Right. And I'm sure,
to the best of your knowledge, has the Chief Justice done that?
Yes, because without that, they cannot run the institution.
Okay.
The judiciary needs money. Okay. To run the institution. So that's the first thing that the Chief Justice.
And has it gone through the process?
It has gone through the process.
So what's causing the delay then?
Now that's a big question. That's a big question that you have to now ask. And you see, we are pushing the judiciary to the wall. You see, they find themselves in a very difficult situation. There's a clear violations of the Constitution, clear violations of Article 179(3). And then 1273, 127345. If you look there, it talks about the judiciary being independent. Independent means that it is politically independent. It doesn't move, enter into politics. Then economically and financially, the judiciary also has to be independent. And then the law, the Constitution quite says that we should do everything possible to make the judiciary comfortable. We should not expose the judiciary to public hatred and contempt. We should respect the judiciary. You see, the judiciary needs all the necessary money to effectively run the administration. Now, the difficulty now is that if the judiciary then begin to file a suit, who is going to sit in the matter? The same. Can they institute an action for violation of the Constitution?
That's an interesting one.
And then if you file an action, they might have interest.
Of course, they will have an interest. Who is going to adjudicate upon this?
That's the difficulty.
Do you know if the President has communicated to the judiciary or the Chief Justice as to the inability of the government to pay them this subvention?
I will not know, as I sit here. But the evidence abounds. You see, because for Ghana Bar Association to come out, I'm telling you, Ghana Bar Association is very, very cautious in
its pronouncement.
Yes.
Is this the first time this is happening?
Yes, somehow. This is the first time where the Bar Association feels so frustrated down to the extent that now the expose is said that means that the judiciary is suffering, and the judges don't have a voice. They cannot organize press conference, no. So they are dying slowly. And I can tell you, I'm coming out with a survey. I went to the judiciary service, and I can tell you, every 10 member of the judicial service, 5 is suffering from BP. And then every month, if you go to the court, the notice board, which is supposed to have the cause lists, is now being invaded by obituary.
They are dying.
The judicial service members are dying. Then the Chief Justice.
Is this due to the living conditions?
Living conditions.
Okay, I believe the GBA, the Ghana Bar Association, also reported that some of their national executives embarked upon a tour of the central region, and the conditions, living conditions and work conditions of the service there is in a very deplorable state.
Look, if you enter enter into, I had the privilege of entering into judges' chambers because of divorce, matrimonial matters. At times when you enter into a judge's chamber, you begin to ask yourself that the judges will not have, their confidence level goes down. Because if you see the ordinary businessman, if you go to the chamber, the office, you could see that it brings some kind of dignity. But we've taken that dignity away. And you see, the reality of the matter is that people in the judiciary are not able to come out. Because you see, the one who have to speak and assert herself is her leadership. But she herself is somehow afraid because his office is not well secured by the constitutional provisions. Because any attempt by the Chief Justice to raise issues with the executive may end up either her being insulted, threatened, and we've seen all those things. So the Chief Justice felt very, very uncomfortable with the situation. But she have to lead. But they cannot do anything about it. But they'll read political meaning to the whole action, and then they'll be threatening. And then I'm also disappointed in the framework of the Constitution, who made it so easy for the Chief Justice to be removed from office. And that is a whole topic on its own. But the issue is that for the judiciary to come out to say that we don't have money,
it's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Okay, Doc. Now we also say that justice delayed is justice denied. Now, if the judiciary can't get on with their work, what will this mean for the cases before them at the moment?
You see, when you have a frustrated judge, a judge who's demoralized, one from home, he doesn't have a comfort of his own. He cannot. Most of the judgments are written at home. You know, now we come to office. The office used to have challenges. You have a demoralized bench. It affects their work rate, and then also it exposes them to corruption.
Exactly.
Yes, definitely. Because
in this situation, can
you imagine a judge going to court with 5 Ghana cedis, 5 Ghana cedis on him, and he goes and sees 100 Ghana bribe? If you have 500 Ghana cedis on you and you have 100 Ghana bribe, you will take. So we are exposing the judges to corruption, and then also, you know, what is going to happen is that you have most of the well-experienced lawyers who want to go to the bench will not want to go to the bench. So you will not attract the best. And then what is going to happen now? There will be a backlog of cases. And then the ordinary Ghanaians is going to suffer.
What do you think has necessitated this situation? Do you think it's the current economic situation we find ourselves in? Because there have been reports that Parliament is also broke. Now the judiciary. Who's going to be next? It is
the priority. You see, we are not respecting the institution. You see, let me tell you, let me be very blank. Among the 3 institutions, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, the one that is more important, I want to be here, more important that you cannot do away with is the judiciary. Why? Anytime there is coup, you know, it's easy for the coup makers to dissolve Parliament, and then the executives, all of them are arrested, but they leave the judiciary because it's a specialized area. It's easy to become a president of the Republic of Ghana. It's easy. What is your qualification? You see, it's easy to become a member of Parliament, but it's not easy to become a member of the bench.
So you're saying that regardless of all these challenges, I mean, money due to the judiciary must be paid. It's non-negotiable.
It's not negotiable. You see, the Constitution says that make available to the institution. Let them have financial independence. Let them have money. But look at the release. It was so sad when I realized that Bank said that the judiciary have to go and beg before money is written. Now let me pose this question: have you heard that the executive is broke? Have you heard? The Parliament is broke, judiciary is broke, executive will never break. Will not have cash problem. If you go to the Plaster House, they have money, they are running. You see the thing. So the question that now you have to ask yourself is that the 2 institutions, Parliament and the judiciary, I'm disappointed in them because they are not asserting themselves. And no money can be spent without approval. And the Parliament sit down and the executive comes and they approve, and the executive is okay, the judiciary is suffering. So the issue is that as a nation, if you take the institution as an institution which is so important, vital to our democracy, when the election petition was this filed in Parliament or in any way, it was filed with the judiciary. You see the thing? And then, you know, if you look at the constitutional provision, which talks about it talks about shall. Shall means that the judiciary shall have as a necessity get these funds. And so if they are not getting, what do you do? Somebody should go to court and compel the Ministry of Finance
Okay, now the GBA has also complained that the 15% internally generated fund by the judiciary should be increased to 75% because it's woefully inadequate.
Yes,
so
definitely.
What do you make of it?
Definitely. The judiciary is making a lot of money. Look, if you know how much the judiciary is now charging for filing fees, first, I can't remember the filing fee, the rate of summons. You go and get a pack for 1 Ghana cedis. Now, 1, 2, 3. 3 is 10 Ghana. Now, the filing fees have gone up. The fines, the money that the judiciary is making its contribution to the raising fund is numerous. Then you give 50%. It's inadequate. If you look at the budget expenditure, what the judiciary needs, you see, we need to get the judges to become more comfortable so that they will not have any problem at all. That's what the spirit of the constitution says. So we need to, I agree with Ghana Bar Association, even if it will be 80%, it should go higher. 80%, so that at least the judiciary will be financially independent and economically independent, so that there will not be any influence. They need not go and beg. See, once you become a beggar, then you can be influenced and manipulated. So we should, it's a shame to Ghana democracy of a rule of law that we allow that institution to suffer. And you say, I'm passionate about it because you know that's our source of livelihood. When the judiciary breaks down, what is going to happen to us?
Lawyers will be out of work. Okay, so apart from, can the judiciary go on strike?
It is one of the essential services, and the Labor Act forbid them to go on strike. And I don't think that the best way to insist on the right is to go on strike. It is deficit.
So, how then can they communicate their grievances to the government?
One of the ways is through Ghana Bar Association. So now let us fight for them. The judiciary is the voiceless in society. Let the voice fight. Ghana Bar Association have started. Some of us who also civil society will start fighting. And if it takes us to go for what we call hunger strike, we'll start doing it to ensure that the right thing is done. Now the pressure is on the president. The constitution says that the president must ensure that the judiciary is well resourced. So now the blame, we don't want to blame the president, but we will say that the president has what it takes to direct. You see, the president was able to direct AMA, to direct the Minister of Finance, release money to solve the flooding situation. What prevented the president from directing the Minister of Finance quickly to release money to the judiciary? He's capable of doing that, and he should do that.
In your personal view, why do you think the president is not doing this? He must be aware of the situation.
I don't know whether he's aware. And that's why I also blame the Chief Justice. You are closer to the president. You attend the same church. Anything at all, we saw you hugging during this 31st December.
Christmas. Yeah.
What prevents you from having that chat with the president? What prevents you? So the Chief Justice ought to be blamed. You don't preside over an institution that is collapsing. Voice out. Call the president. You are a lady. Wrap her. Tell her, Mr. President, we are dying. And she will listen to you.
Now, Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, also, decentralized the appeal court system to some of the regions, and there are reports that those are also in very deplorable states. Indeed, some have even been closed down.
They are not that some, all of them. The Court of Appeal,
the central region,
the central region,
the eastern region, and the Ashanti region.
Yes. And why should this happen in our current democratic dispensation? It's not good for our democracy and rule of law. And you see, our Million Challenge goals, good governance is going to be affected because of these challenges.
Things like this.
And we don't need to close it down. We should have put up a petition to the president. I'm surprised that the judiciary have to close down. Why should we close down? Let them be there. Let the courts function, and no judge should go there. So that
the courts are unable to function because they don't have the funds. Apparently, the judges go from Accra here to the various regions. They need sitting allowances, they need accommodation and all of that. And the funds are not there to do all of that.
I'm saying that don't close the courts. Leave the Court of Appeal court there. Then when litigants and lawyers go and sit, and then the judges don't appear, then the question will be why? No money. Then pressure will be. Then the civil society will sympathize. But to close it down, it's like you are being defeated. Right. You see, that I'm expecting the judiciary to begin to up their game. They should take the executive and parliament on, because they are one of the strongest institutions in the country. The constitution guarantees them their right to fight for what belongs to them. They need money to run the institution. They are one of the arms of government. So, Chief Justice, please be bold and confront the executive for the money to be released.
Okay, Dr. Ampao has calmed down a bit now. So we'll continue with our discussion on the subvention delay in the judiciary system. And of course, Dr. Ampao is my guest this morning. Now, Doc, what role can civil society play in all of this?
I think civil society must see this as a crisis, and there's an urgent need for them to also add their voice. Let's begin to speak for the judges, because they cannot come out in a press conference and share their frustration. And what is happening to the judges is also happening to a lot of people in other institutions, but the judiciary is so critical. So I'm expecting civil society to also start asking questions, start also putting pressure on government, and then start also coming hard at those who ought to fulfill their constitutional obligation to the judiciary to do so. And if they fail to do so, we can begin to go on demonstration against the institution that ought to. That is the president and then the Ministry of Finance.
Okay, now the GBA has released a statement. Is there anything more they can do beyond that? Is it just enough for them to put out a statement?
I think the GBA was somehow cautious in trying to come out with this statement.
Not really. They were a bit, they spoke their mind.
Yes, but they could have.
The statement was really.
Let me tell you, from what I've also learned, when the Ghana Bar Association was doing its own, I was also doing my own. So I'm saying that they saw so many things, but they don't want to put it out there. They are not. They are minded of what they say. Unlike civil society, that we can go all out. I can go all out, but they are minded. They are an institution that.
But aren't you part of the bar?
I'm part, but I'm separate. I'm speaking that now.
Right now, you are not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
They have a 24/7.
The PRO.
So what I'm speaking is my mind.
Okay.
Free mind.
Okay.
Not even Legal Advocacy Foundation. It's the mind of Maurice Ampao.
Okay.
I'm speaking my mind.
So what more can they do?
Now what they can do is that, they have made their mind and frustration known to the public and the president. And then they have given the president certain directive that they are pleading with the president to act immediately. Now, if the president fails to do so, then anybody, the bar, can institute a court action, because there are violations of Article 127, 3, 4, and then Article 179, 3. So, if money that belongs to the judiciary is not being released, and the Constitution says that they ought to, in order for them to be financially independent, and nobody controls them, they need not to go and beg. It's a shame for us.
Those are very strong words. From the GBA, that the judiciary is kneeling and begging.
Yes,
those are very strong words.
They've written a lot of petition, and nobody seems to care. They've written a lot of. You see, it's very funny. You see, it is easy for us to mobilize ourselves and go to Brazil and look for money somewhere. But when it comes to mobilizing to sort out a very important institution, whether you like it or not, Brazil will come to an end. Whether you like it's just 12 July, it's over. But the judiciary have been with us. The two institutions come and go, but the judiciary stays forever. You see, parliamentarians will change 4 years. The presidency will go 4 years, but the judiciary, they are there. So it's an institution you cannot joke with. So if we have a priority right as a nation, we should make sure that we take good care of the judiciary, the judges, and the staff. You see, we normally make a mistake by only, when we talk of judiciary, we are looking at
the judges.
But the staff members, the judges, what do? They make declarations and give orders.
Well, who are some of the staff at the judiciary?
That is the bailiffs, the registrars, the cleaners, the interpreters, and many of them, the accountants, they are all judicial officers. You see, if you don't take good care of them, what is going to happen is that judges will write nice judgment, but enforcement will be an issue. Because judges don't enforce their ruling. It is the judicial service that enforces. And when it comes even to filing, the judges, they sit down for all processes to be filed and then arranged to do. So those people who help in the administration of justice should be taken care of. I learned just Aqua did a lot of human work in trying to upgrade the service conditions of the Superior Court of Judicial, right from the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and High Court. Very brilliant work. But unfortunately, when he decided to shift to, he died. Now, Chief Justice Judicial, in the first, should take care of the lower ranks. That's the lower courts, the circuit, district, and family. Right. Then to the judicial service. That Madam is not able to do now. For now, he's not able to do it. And we are calling on him, using this platform, to appeal to the Chief Justice that she will definitely expire because tenure. But do something before you expire. Madam Chief Justice, do something before you expire. To the judiciary. Let the judiciary be so comfortable with you. Leave office knowing that you've been able to help improve the condition of service. And also speak your mind. You see, this is the time that the Chief Justice must begin to be assertive. You see, it's not.
What would you like to see her do?
Do petition upon petition. When the petition is not good, then come out. Let the judiciary come out with a statement. The judiciary can release a statement. You don't wait for Ghana Bar Association to release a statement. The judiciary has a mouthpiece. They can release a statement to the public that this is what they are going through. But if the Ghana Bar Association have not come out, they are still there. We don't know. You go to a court and A4 sheets. No, but I'm also. I think I have to use this thing, this platform also to appeal to civil society and philanthropists that you should start supporting. You know, there's a campaign for supporting the police. Now the judiciary also need help. If what the government wants us to
is that allowed? Can the general public donate to the judicial service?
Yes, you can donate to the judicial service. Let's go and find out from the judicial service what are their needs, and let's begin to support them. And it will be a shame on the government that you cannot finance, you cannot support your own judiciary. It will take the ordinary Ghanaian and those who don't have access to taxpayers' money to support the judiciary. It's going to affect rule of law, democracy, our rating.